do I understand your position to be that there are two sexes, but there can be more than two genders?
I wouldn't even say two, and we've got Dr. Lopez here as well, but there's also the definition of intersex. I think that often in these conversations we're conflating sex and gender, and I do want to affirm here that trans women are women. That is
Like how
their
she
gender.
slid that word affirm in there.
Okay, but I'm trying to understand. Do you make a distinction between sex and gender?
Yes, sir.
Okay, explain that. Just do you think there are more than two sexes?
I believe that there's a definition for intersex as well that I want to acknowledge. But sex is assigned
there are
at birth.
three. I'm just trying to understand. I'm thoroughly confused. So you're born. I'm talking about biology. Male, female, and what else?
I believe that intersex is also acknowledged.
Intersex.
But again, I'm not a doctor here. What I can
And
say
what does intersex mean?
is that there's a difference between sex and gender. And I think in these conversations, we're conflating the two.
Well, but I want to start with sex. Okay, there's male.
Confused as
There's
Oh, bro, he's genuinely confused, bro. Unless he's like trolling, trying to make it seem like he's more confused than he is. Because I would be surprised that this is his first time coming wind of all this nonsense going on in the world. Like you'd have to be living under a rock to know that this conversation doesn't exist. So he seemed like surprised as hell. Like this is his first time coming winded. It is exactly as crazy as it sounds. And the fact that they're at a damn judiciary hearing talking about that 5-year-olds know, bruh.
Gender. And I think in these conversations, we're conflating the two.
Who is this?
well,
one?
but I
Kelly
want to start
Robinson?
with sex. Okay, there's male. There's female.
That's it.
When a baby's born, before the baby has had time to even have a sense of self, there's male, female, and intersex. There's a third sex.
I believe that is true, but I would defer to Dr. Lopez as I'm not a physician.
Okay.
But then how you sitting here trying to damn promote this garbage if you don't even know what it is? You don't even know what you're talking about. You need to rely on somebody else to help you articulate this bull coming out your mouth. Like I'm not a professional. I'm not an expert. You sound like you certainly sound like one advocating for this shit.
And how many genders are there?
100.
I think the gender is expansive and the definitions are always growing. Today I can tell you, I
More
talk
than
to young
five?
people
More
that
than-
talk about non-binary as
More than five?
I think the gender is not a binary is what I'm trying
But
to say.
are there more than five genders? I'm just trying to understand. Are there more than five genders?
This
Well, I
is
mean-
like a damn sitcom, dog. Are there more than five? Are there more than five? Are there more than five, bitch? Answer the question. Oh, bruh. This is fucking comedy, dog. This is not real life, bro. It's such a clown world, dog. Like, I can't believe it. As much as I cover this content, it's beyond me that we're giving this stupid ass conversation this much attention, bro.
I think that there was a time where women wearing pants didn't feel like it was appropriate for their gender, and yet I'm wearing pants today.
That
That has
I think
nothing.
that there are ways that we
I
express
keep
our
cutting
gen-
them off. I keep cutting them off. That has, bruh. A woman wearing pants has nothing to do with her gender, bruh. That's so stupid. You're confusing kids out here when you say stuff like that. The fact that a woman or a girl is doing things that boys tend to do, wearing pants, playing with G.I. Joes, playing with big wheels, want to shoot guns. Therefore, she's a man. That is child abuse. That is child neglect. That is indoctrination. That is all that, bro. These fools need to be locked up in jail, man. Confusing kids to this extent where you get them on puberty blockers, double mastectomies, getting they chopped off because they think they doing something that girls are not supposed to do. I'm sitting here wearing pants. What does you wearing pants have to do with you being a man or being non-binary? But you're still a woman. You just like to wear pants.
Are there more than five?
I wouldn't subject myself to naming how many genders
sound
there are.
crazy.
What I can say is
You
there
sound
are
like a
genders
fucking
with
idiot.
I think depending on your culture, there are a lot of different genders that exist. And I can also say that it's a term that's evolving. If you look at young people today,
get this
they really don't
bullshit
lean into
outta
the
here,
binary of
man.
only woman and man. So I think that it's incumbent upon us not to legislate on this, but create space for them to explore what their identities are, what their gender identities are.
Let's get back to athletics. I think I understand what you're saying. There are three sexes: male, female,
And
and
intersex.
intersex.
I believe that to be true, but again, I'm not a physician.
And
so-
there are an infinite number of genders because gender is a mental.
Disorder. It's a mental disorder, bruh. That's what it is now. Gender identity it's a mental disorder because if you have to sit there and reflect on what you may or may not be based on what you was born with, there's a mix up there. That's fucking disorder, bro. It's a disorder, dog. But just as fucked up as all this stuff is today, bro, I hear anything gender identity, you crazy.
Gender is about
Look at his face says it all. He is confused. I just don't understand. I don't understand.
expression, and I think that there are a variety of ways that you can express your gender.
Okay, so there's infinite number. All right, let's go back to the biology.
This is so fucking funny.
Male, female, boy, girl. Okay, biologically, do males have an advantage over females biologically?
She about to say
in
some
sports?
crazy shit.
Again, I'm not a physician, and I can't speak to that.
What's your real world experience?
It depends. I mean, there are some people who are born male that I'm faster than if I were to sprint against them, and some that I'm not. Some males
So
that are
you don't
taller than
believe
some
that-
women,
you
and
don't
some that are
believe
shorter.
that a biological male has a physical advantage in sports over a biological female?
fucking funny.
Not as a definitive statement.
Give me an example. Well, no, I don't think.
Bro, why is this so funny, dog? Why is this so funny, bro? Is this shit viral? This has to be viral, bro. This has to be viral, dog. This should be a meme. It has to be a meme, bro. Cause John Kennedy is bitch. Y'all motherfuckers are retarded.
How many female members of the NBA do you see?
None.
Well, I can say that, there's been this news article about men that think that they could beat Serena Williams in tennis, right? That they think that they could actually score a point on her. And it's just not the case. She is stronger
James,
than that.
What's your experience?
This girl has no knowledge about athletics at all if she's letting that bullshit out her mouth. You just said you're not a damn expert on sex and all this. You need to rely on an expert to validate what you're saying. So for you to come up here and make a bold statement like that, clearly you don't know what the hell you talking about, bro. You don't know what the hell you talking about. You need to reel it back and say you need to have someone more informed about what you're talking about to justify that as well, because you look stupid. You look crazy. Well, all these fools look crazy.
Both Serena and Venus lost to the 203rd ranked male tennis player, which they're phenoms for women. My experience, my husband, he swam at University of Kentucky as well. In terms of accolades and in terms of national ranking, I was a much better swimmer than him. He could kick my butt any day of the week without trying.
Mic drop. Mic drop.
I just think, Miss
Mic drop. I want to hear what the crazy fool got to say. Kelly, what you got to say about that? What you got to say about that?
Robinson, I'm trying to understand where you're coming from.
You can't.
I think you lose a lot of credibility
Facts.
when you don't concede that a biological male has physical advantages over a biological female. I mean, I just think that's a proven fact,
That you sound
and
crazy.
you really hurt your credibility.
Facts.
I understand you want the world to be a better place. I do too, and I don't think people ought to be discriminated against because of an immutable characteristic. I don't. And what you do in your bedroom or what I do in my bedroom with a consenting adult is nobody's business.
Facts.
But if what I do in my bedroom with a consenting adult, if I decide I want to tell somebody's child about it, then other people have rights too. And I think parents have rights.
Common sense.
And I think biological females have rights
common sense.
to be able to compete fairly in sport in sports.
It's so dumb. But this is just like a reflection of everything in society. It's always been that way. Like the more shit makes sense, the less people are inclined to do it, or the less it's inclined to be accepted. If it makes sense, they're probably not gonna do it. You know what I mean? That's what we're talking about. Just pure common sense. That's it. Do what you want to do. Leave everybody else alone. You peeing on someone else's territory, safety, ability to compete, ability to feel safe. It's a problem. Working with the kids, it's a problem. What are we talking about?
Ability when you refuse to acknowledge that biological males have an advantage over biological females. It kind of makes me wonder about all your testimony.
Facts.
Thank you,
Senator
Mr. Chairman.
Kennedy, I'm sorry.
Oh man, I wanted to hear her respond, but she couldn't say nothing. She got man. She needs to be demoted. She needs to be taken from her seat. But you know, they're gonna promote her even further because the crazier you sound, the more they're gonna accept all that crazy shit in the damn left. Kelly Robinson, her president of the Human Rights Campaign and president of the Human Rights Campaign and Human Rights Campaign Foundation, the 9th president of the Human Rights Campaign, the first black queer woman to lead the organization. The Human Rights Campaign is America's largest civil rights organization working to achieve equality and liberation for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer people. Widely respected for her work. Nah, she's just an idiot. She's an idiot. Like, she's psychotic, bro. Psychotic. And you just went up there in front of this committee and embarrassed the hell out yourself and your fucking community, losing credibility, man. That's a win. That's a win. Riley, though, bars.